Just across from Booster 4, taking a look at what's going on here this morning. The time right now is 9:01 a.m. 1 in the morning. Ocean Camera Space Corp, Paul S. Mamakos. So I'm not sure what's going to happen today. I don't know if they're going to do it today or what time it's going to happen. There are a bunch of people here filming from different outlets. So I'm just doing the intro to the morning here and see how it goes. Waiting to see what's happening here.
Oh, there's a guy on the lift.
You see somebody on the lift? Oh yeah, on the very bottom on the right there is a lift, a reddish lift kind of thing. I'll zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, you got the best view. I'm looking at propane.
Oh okay. Oh okay, I get you. Get you.
Until it gets up higher, I tell you.
All right. Sure.
There's a guy up on the scaffolding here a minute ago. I don't see him yet.
Oh, okay. So there's a bunch of people here chatting with me as well. So on the bottom again is the oxygen tank, and we can see it right here. They scooted it around, I guess, the back of the tower there, or in front of the tower. They somehow found space, made it able so they could move that booster back there. I wonder how they did that. If anyone has any ideas about anything, let me know. It is super cold here this morning. Super cold. I mean, cold. It is cold. And I've got maybe 3 shirts on and a jacket and some boots on as well. But it's cold. I got a hat on as well.
Stay warm, everybody.
Yeah.
It's cold all across the nation.
Oh yeah. It's cold everywhere apparently, except for Hawaii. And Puerto Rico.
And Florida's got it pretty warm too. Actually.
Florida, in Miami maybe?
Midwest,
In Miami?
It's really cold up there.
Okay.
Up in Michigan, where I'm from, man, it's cold up there.
Okay. So it's cold in a lot of places up here in the United States. If you're in the southern hemisphere, you're probably sweating today. If you're in a hot tub or a sauna anywhere in the United States, you're probably pretty warm. But they haven't installed the fitness club here yet at SpaceX, but I'm rooting for it.
Hopefully get that restaurant open pretty soon.
Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe if someone if any of y'all are at the Thursday, there's going to be a Thursday presentation here, I believe, at the launch site. Possibly is what I heard. Ask Elon when the fitness club with the hot tubs are going to open.
There you go.
Because that's the #1 priority.
It's 8 o'clock on Thursday evening.
Oh, 8 p.m. Thursday night, everybody.
Central
Just
time.
coming up. Yeah, Central Time.
9
Good morning.
o'clock. 9 o'clock.
Hey, Birdman, Sodak. Hey, guys. So we're watching the big event. I'm not sure when it's going to happen. And standing up in the back of the truck, freezing, actually. No, I'm good. It's good to freeze. Good to freeze. Yeah. I got a blanket in the truck actually. I should have gotten the blanket out.
You want the blanket?
Yeah, sure. Just let me.
Will you lock it up?
Yeah, lock it.
Nobody's doing it.
I'll lock it anyway. No, the skinny one. Skinny key. There you go. To your right. Yeah. In the back seat, I think there's a blanket there. Yeah, there you go. Maybe lock it once more. All right, thanks, guys. All right.
Here, Paul.
You got it locked?
No.
You can lock it. No, just use your hand. Yeah. Toward it. Yeah, thanks. I got my wallet in there. That's good. All right, everybody. I got a blanket as well. I bring the Native American spirit with my blanket here, everybody. Yeah, it's one of those $15 blankets from the Love's gas station, everybody. If y'all are looking for a place to stay when you get down here to SpaceX, you can always camp out for free at the Love's gas station in your truck or car.
Or across from the launch site.
Or across from the launch site here, down at the SpaceX launch site. Because it is a public road, you're allowed to just camp out on the side of the road. They like you to be in your vehicle, though. You can't really camp out on the ground out here, except unless you're on the beach.
And you can see the ocean from here.
Yeah, you can see the ocean from here. So anyway.
That's how close we are to ocean camp.
Okay, don't tell me anymore. Thanks. Anyway. All right, so I don't know how long I'm going to stay here, but I just want to make sure I got the shot. So, what do I see? I don't really see a lot of people. I think it'd be good if I could see inside the crane to see if anyone's in the crane. Does anyone know if, with any of the other streams, can anyone see inside the SpaceX crane there? Hey, Les. Awesome. Because if the light is on the crane, if there's like a green light on the cab or something, it is on the it's to the left of the you know, on the opposite side of the booster, there's the crane back there. So if there were less people here, I might get that shot right around the back there, next to the you know, up to the gate. I would go up to that gate and get the shot, but there's a little bit too many people here for me to feel comfortable doing that at the moment. But I think we're rocking it today. We got 2 cameras going. Hey, Helena. Boo. Yep. So what kind of temperatures you got over there in Western Australia, Helena? Evening. Nice. What is it, 35 C or something? 35 degrees Celsius. We probably got about 34 Fahrenheit here right now. Something like that. That's what it feels like. I'll get some shots. 107 Fahrenheit, 43 Celsius. That's cool. That's really cool. Nice. Almost like you're in a sauna or something like that, or a hot tub. Nice. Don't even need to heat the water. It's already hot. There's nice to hear that, Eleanor. Thanks. At least somebody's enjoying the weather over there. So they got they have some scaffolding up there, and they are doing some work on the left side up there. It ain't cool though. But 8C in the UK, Tony says. Nice, sunny but cold. Yeah, sunny but cold. So there are some people up there on that left side of the scaffolding up, just in the center of the screen there in that scaffolding. There's somebody up there. So what I was planning to do, and what I still think I might do this morning, is head over to the remote camera site and adjust it. But I'm kind of, with all the activity out here this morning with different photographers and stuff, I'm saying, well, maybe I should just stick around here and continue to film. So it's kind of a toss-up right now. Oh, they are? Okay.
The left one.
Oh, okay. They're taking it apart, huh?
Yeah.
So Jim's saying that the scaffolding we just looked at, they're taking it apart, everybody.
Yeah, so the chopsticks
Yeah.
go all the way to the top.
They got to do the right side too. Are they taking that apart as well on the right?
I don't see him on. I saw a guy there earlier. But
Okay.
there's two guys on the left taking that one apart.
Okay, so there's, all right, that's cool. So maybe they're,
Took the two guard rails off.
stay. All right, thanks, Helena. All right, so apparently they're taking apart some of that scaffolding we just looked at. So that would allow the, if they're going to lift with the chopsticks or with anything like that, if they're going to use the chopsticks for lifting in the booster or something, or raising of the chopsticks, they're going to need to move those scaffolding out. That would give us a good time frame for the rest of today. They would have to move that the scaffolding we just looked at, the one above it and the one to the right of it, they would have to take those off. So that would give us until maybe this afternoon before they would do any lifting of the booster there. So, yeah. Oh, you think for the Starship? You think they'll lift with the crane on the booster, and then later today they'll use that for the Starship?
I think they're going to use the chopsticks.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. All right.
They're going to have to reconfigure the crane if they're going to take it all the way to the top.
Right. So somebody's Jim's over here next to me talking as well. Yeah. I got you. Hey. All right.
Sure amazing to watch if we can get this close.
Conrad. Tony says hi to you, Professor.
Oh, wonderful.
All right. Tony, I gave him the message and he said wonderful. Anyway, let me. I am standing in the back of my truck, everybody. So that's what's going on.
I think we got the best view of the place.
I don't. I think maybe he has the best view. Okay. All right. So anyway, a lot of people think they have the best view. Me, knowing that we are all the one individual interacting with itself, know that we all have the best view.
There we go.
And
You're projecting the video.
I'm just one of many of us here this morning filming.
They're hammering up there.
Hey, Richard. All right. But so Jim was just saying that the moving of the scaffolding on the tower that we just looked at was probably for lifting of the chopsticks to lift in order to lift the Starship. So, but I was saying that maybe it was because that would be a good time frame for the booster, but apparently not, is what Jim's saying. So. And he's kind of new to the area too, so he doesn't really know what he's talking about. Oh, no, but I think he's correct in this one instance. In this one instance. Oh. All right. So he says due to his watching of the Ocean Camp channel, he is a professional.
Long-term viewer.
Here, I'll let him say that on.
Yeah, I'm a long-term viewer. This guy really is
don't say anything
out
good
here.
about the channel. Just talk about your own experience.
I enjoy all the videos.
And how does that make you an expert?
Well, you pick up information from seeing things.
All right,
Yeah,
that's something
it's-
people can
it's
relate to.
Evidence.
All right, forget about that. All right. Let's see. Hey, Richard. Near the beach, says Helena. Get that sea breeze and it makes it all the difference. Yeah, the sea breeze makes all the difference, yeah. 50 degrees out at Boca Chica, says Sodak. Wind gusts at 3 miles an hour. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So right now we probably have a really good live stream from the remote camera due to the zero shake, near zero shake. Yeah, so that's good stuff. But I brought the turnbuckles with me, and I do have the capability of adding them to the cords over the cables when I get over there and switch them out. So. If you get some boots like this, I'll show you the remote camera.
I got boots like that.
Oh, you do? Okay. If you want to go check it out, we can go check it out.
The snow is
Oh, yeah.
14 inches.
Oh, okay, okay.
Snow.
Okay, okay.
That's cool. I'd be glad to help out or check it out.
Okay. Tony says he'll be flying over to maybe to in that is 50 degrees Celsius. Oh, I got you. No, it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit here. Fahrenheit. Yeah, Fahrenheit.
About 10 or 11 degrees Celsius.
Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway. All right. So, what's going on? What's going on? Well, I'll do a little bit other. I'll zoom around the site here. I mean, we're gonna go blind looking at this booster for hours and hours. So, I'm gonna do a little zoom around. Over here in front of the methane tanks, we still got a lot of scaffolding, and they're working on the piping over there still. They're doing a lot of pipe work over there. To the left here in front of the tank farm, we got a bunch of those big we got those big well pumps that we saw installed last week. They got a bunch of dumpsters out here, but on the far side, way down by the where they unload the tanks and everything, we got at least 2 more of those blue tarp covered pipe well pumps things. All right, so let's see what's going on here. Richard says, I just learned that there was a haunted lighthouse 10 kilometers offshore from the Crescent City, says Richard. I'm not sure where Crescent City is, but it sounds pretty haunted to me. Lighthouse, huh? That's cool. Never know what's going on in those lighthouses, right? So Helena says, anyone from the Ocean Camp family can stay here actually in Australia, everybody. So if you want to go to Australia on the western side, somewhere there on the west coast, and stay and spend a little time, maybe 2 days or something like that, reach out to Helena and see what's going on. All right, looking at the tank farm here. Tank farm. So today could be the big day. We're gonna see. And she means that 100%, everybody. Helena says, I mean that 100%. So that's pretty cool. I've been to Australia twice myself over the years. Actually, maybe 3 times. About the second week of my life, I believe my family moved to Australia for the first year of my life. So we actually lived in Melbourne, I believe, for about a year. My first year of my life was in Melbourne, Australia. Southeastern, I believe. And then I visited there twice later on over the years. Went to all over Australia one time with an orchestra. We played concerts all throughout Australia and New Zealand. ETQ says, can Americans enter Australia yet? One thing interesting about Australia is that it is listed on the New York Stock Exchange. So Australia, I believe, is a corporation. It's officially a corporation listed on the it's listed on the stock exchange with the SEC because of whatever, but it's not actually a it's something different than most governments. Yeah, everybody. In probably in the next 4 or 5 months, it's going to start getting cold over there in Australia. So just know that if you want to get the next wave of the next heat wave, and you're planning a trip, might be smart to think about coming here to Texas, because it's going to start getting warm in the next so many months. So when I got here last year in March, it was windy, but it was also warm. And as the summer progressed, it got warmer and warmer. So we're in February now. March, April, May. It's gonna be getting warm here. So. This month it's gonna be cold, though, I believe. Yeah. All right, Helena says our hottest month are February and March. February and March in Australia, everybody, the hottest months. All right, good to know, good to know. So this month and next month, if you want to experience some warmth over there in Australia. Hey, Starship Trooper. I just dropped the mic, sorry about that. That was a mic drop moment there. They're progressing pretty fast, taking about that scaffolding up there in the center of the screen. The individual in the fluorescent yellow thing up there is taking that apart pretty fast, I believe. So I was thinking this morning, Jackie, how you doing this morning? Yeah, I did talk with your dad briefly. I think it was Friday night, maybe. We talked by phone, actually, and he was saying he was going to be watching a wrestling match, so we kept it short. But he was fun to talk to. He said something about working for Lockheed. I'm not sure how he said it, but I guess if you know how to pronounce the word Lockheed correctly, which I'm not pronouncing it correctly, then that would indicate knowledge of what goes on over there at Lockheed. I was surprised to hear that word when he said it. Sodak says 50 degrees Fahrenheit equals 10 degrees Celsius. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, so we could use as many, I was thinking this morning, I've got one camera on the remote site right now. Oh my God, Jackie, thank you. Wow, everybody, thank you, Jackie. I was thinking this morning, thanks, yeah, it's very kind of you, Jackie, thank you. I was thinking this morning, I've got one camera on the remote camera pole, on the pole over there. Yeah. But it could easily fit 7 cameras, you know. There's no limitation to how many cameras can go on that pole. So if anyone has any cameras, for sure we can use a camera. No question about it right now. I'm using my Nikon camera. I'm using my iPhone because my the Nikon is on the pole right now, getting the great shots from the distance. But if I had 2-3 more cameras, I would definitely put them into use. No question about it. I could have 7 cameras over there at the remote site. So whatever. If anyone has a camera they're not using and they want to get me to get better shots down here, you're welcome to send me a camera. There is a an address in the description on the balance sheet, or in the donation area. There is a link to the balance sheet or whatever, and on that there is a address there. I believe the address is 8700 Houston Road. There's no suite, but 8700 Houston Road, Brownsville, Texas 78521. 78521. Lockheed Electronics, Johnson Space Center, but he is missing his front teeth after he had a car wreck and hit the windshield, so some words are hard to roll out. Oh, wow. Wow. But Jackie, didn't he work for NASA for like 30 years as well, or was that concurrently, or did he work for Lockheed but not NASA? I was trying to figure that out as well. Everybody just understand that Lockheed is one of the biggest defense space companies on the planet. So to say Lockheed Electronics is not your conventional electronics. This is something next level. This is like UFO type electronics. This is all right, well, cool. The address here is 8700 Houston Road, Brownsville, Texas 78521. Of course, you'll want my name first, Paul Mamakos. But yeah, that is the address, 8700 Houston Road, Brownsville, Texas. But Lockheed is one of the biggest defense contractors on the planet, and I believe a while back, I don't know if it was Northrop Grumman or if it was Lockheed, but the CEO, the previous CEO of that, yeah, Skunkworks stuff, right? Yeah, Skunkworks. So one of the previous quotes for the guy at Lockheed was that they could take ET home. You know, they had the technology to take ET home anywhere, I believe, in the universe. So they've already developed that technology and have it in action. And I was also thinking about this, we kind of in the space sector, we have two types of space industries going on. We have the defense or the aerospace or the military space program, and then we have the civilian space program. And I did recently look up the NASA on Wikipedia, or it could have been the NASA website, and that they said they are a civilian as well as a research and an aerospace company. Well, they deal in civilian space. That's part of their mandate. They deal in research, and they deal in aerospace. So research and aerospace are code words for military research. So the NASA is a civilian. They govern the civilian space sector, but then all the military and the aerospace stuff is under the research and aerospace definition. So that means like warfare, basically. So NASA does really two things. They do civilian as well as military. So they can leave the military off the description, but what they really mean by aerospace and research is military. So NASA is military as well as civilian. And so what I believe is the civilian side of NASA is very peaceful and everything like that, but then the military stuff is not peaceful. So the picture we get from NASA when they show a sterile picture of a planet or a moon, and they say, this is the future, and I just posted a picture on Twitter recently, yesterday, of I think it's their mission to one of the ocean worlds here in the solar system, and I say, look at this pristine moon. It's so beautiful, and there's no evidence of any aliens or anything in the picture. That's because they already did the military missions to these areas, and they've either blocked out or deleted or taken photos where there's nothing interesting in the photo. So they've sterilized the photo so that the civilian photo that we get of this serene moon has already been explored by the military side of NASA. So we in the public sector are always going to be looking at these sterile, serene views with nothing in the picture, because it would be it would cause an economic impact if they showed anything that was not sterile and serene and peaceful. So I also heard a statement by a general, retired general, I forgot his name, but he said that war is the norm, and peace is the abnormality. If you look at the history of the United States, we are mostly, the norm here in the United States is war, and it's very abnormal for us to be in a period of peace. So that is something else to consider when we're looking at the space sector, even here on Earth, that it's not considered normal for us to be in peace. And the reason for that, from my perspective, is because the people who have all the weapons and everything, the people in charge, have no meditative or spiritual experience. So as long as the controllers, the rulers, the people in charge, the people we worship, as long as they're locked into their five senses, they will have no spiritual experiences. Because you have to get beyond the sight, taste, smell, touch. You got to get beyond the five senses to experience something different. And the way you do that is by developing your sensitivity. As long as you're out there with a hammer, you don't have the headspace and you don't have the time to feel the more subtle senses. There's a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and he talks about the sixth sense. So the people in the financial sector who do read Napoleon Hill, they do recognize at some level that there are more senses than the five senses. That's why they call it the sixth sense. But there's actually an infinite number of other senses that you can develop. And you can really develop these when you're quiet, and when you start to pay attention to the different sensations that you get while you're sitting or meditating or laying down, and paying attention to the energy around your physical body. So the people who are in charge, who've struggled to get to the top, who've knocked each other down to get up there, who have been in constant battle, they're not doing this extrasensory sensing and development of their senses. So it's going to be, if you go to India, they have a different society than we do here in the United States. But even in India, they have that caste system, and it's really the people who have been brutal with each other, who've knocked each other down, who've been more survivalistic. They're survivalistic types of people actually do wrench and take control of what's going on. So until we get that sixth sense in the space sector, we're going to be in constant battle and war, and we're never going to actually see what's there, because it's going to be a military, it's going to be militarily important to keep that secret so that they can have the advantage. So that is, it's too bad that a lot of people in the space sector have not done any meditation, but that is going to be needed to advance as a race and as a civilization. If you want to become a type 2 or type 3 civilization, I think right now we're a type 0 or type 1 civilization. I really don't know the classifications, but when you get to be going out of body and having more access to your different senses beyond the 5 senses, then you develop beyond being a type 0 civilization. So if many of you are excited about the prospect of us going out there into space and surviving and developing as a humanity and linking up with other races and species out there, the way that is done is to get beyond being a type 0 civilization. And the way that becomes is when people find a similarity and share a kindness with each other and see that there is a connection beyond just the 5 senses. Because as long as you're locked into your sight, taste, and all that, the 5 senses, hearing, you're not going to find any similarity with these other races. It's only when you start to notice the energy in the other being is the same as the energy that's in your being. I'm talking about a real thing. The essence that's coming out of your eyes is the same as the essence that's moving the other person's hand or the arm. The essence that's coming out of their eyes, when they say, when you look in someone's eyes, you can see the soul, S-O-U-L. So when you look in someone's eyes, you can kind of get a feeling of what this person is about, right? And if you're not looking in their eyes, if you're not sensing their energy, you're not going to get the sensation. You're not going to get the feeling, and the communication is not going to happen. So the more sensitive you are to the energy, the more you can know what's going on with this other being, with this other race. So as long as we're not developing these other sensations and sensitivities, I mean, if you look at a baby has all these sensitivities open. They haven't closed down yet. So the babies are very exposed to everything that the parents or the relatives or the people around the baby or the hospital. The baby hasn't been taught not to use certain sensitivities. So a lot of people think they have to teach a baby for the baby to learn, but the baby can actually, it's already in touch with everything in the universe. So you really don't need to teach the baby. There is another way of thinking where the baby can teach itself. But you got to have space, you got to have a garden, you have to have a safe place for the baby to move around and learn about the world. But if you want to force the baby to learn certain things and learn to do certain things in the way that you want the baby to do it, then you're going to be closing down the baby's sensitivities. You're destroying whatever it is the baby is already excited about, and you're cutting off the magical nature of the child. So as long as we do that as a race, as long as we denigrate and do not recognize and respect the interests of each being in a body, then we're going to continue that throughout the whole life. So that's why it's so difficult for people to learn to, at a later age, like 50 years old or whatever, to go and learn and access their other senses, because there's so much pain that happened earlier in life when they did have access to these senses, and it's really emotional when you learn to, and when you start to re-access these abilities that we all have. And so we are already a type 3, a type 4 civilization, but we've dumbed down our bodies and our habits so that we function at a type 0 civilization. Our bodies already have the ability to do all these magical things. All you have to do is look at the people in India or maybe in Iran, and there are individuals who live very long. A long time ago, I read a book by a man named Robert Monroe, and he was able to get information that there was the oldest person living human on Earth is about 4,000 years old. 4,000 years old, not 4,000 years ago, but currently the age of an individual here on the Earth in the 1990s was 4,000 years. Not 50 years, not 100 years, 4,000 years. And there are people in other areas, like I read a book by a man who was living in Tapasviji Maharaj. He was living in India, and he was able to rejuvenate his body 3 times, and he lives to an age of 185 years old. And apparently in Iran, there are many old people over there as well. Young, physically young, but old. So the way that happens is if you learn about how the body actually functions in an energetic way. If you don't think that there's anything important about energy in the body and about the movement of the soul and the spirit inside the body, then you're never going to live any longer. Your efforts to have a long life, longevity, is going to be limited to pharmaceuticals and other type of unnatural, unwholesome ways of extending your life. And you can put mechanical things inside your body, and you can kind of destroy your access to the infinite. But we already have all the magical things in our body to extend life here. All you got to do is learn to live a little smarter. You got to learn to live smarter. And that's what I really did a lot of that when I was in my 20s. So I wrote a book about it called The Golden One, an out-of-body book. That's what it's called. That's the subtitle. The Golden One is the title, and an out-of-body book by Prince Paul Makos, and that is about how to my stories about my experiences in the journey of expanding my sensitivities and becoming a master in life, a master as far as knowledge. And when you have the knowledge, then you have a lot of opportunity. So I'll look at the chat, check out what's going on here. All right, Arthur Long, it says, see you later. All right, in addition, I will hide Arthur on this channel since he does not care. Yeah, I just said goodbye to Arthur. He's gone. Why would we want to live that long, right? Well, Lexi, I don't know. You have to come up with your own reasons for that. A lot of people do have a death wish, because the dying, for a lot of people who don't believe in what I just talked about, guarantees that they will reach what I was just talking about. So a lot of people have to die to reach the states that I was just talking about. So subconsciously they know that I'm right, but consciously they've been taught everything in their life that what I'm talking about is not true. So they have a schism going between their unconscious and their conscious. So that's why they have a death wish, because if they avoid what I'm talking about, but they really are attracted to what I'm talking about, the only way they're going to get it is by dying. So death is something great, because it brings them to what I was just talking about, that they can achieve while they're alive. But since they avoid it consciously, then the only way for them to get it is through death. Oh, ETQ says NASA gets all the old stuff left over from the Skunkworks days. Yeah, yeah, Skunkworks. That's one of the branches or divisions. I don't remember of what company. It might be Lockheed, but yeah, Skunkworks is one of those secret organizations here, or the departments of one of the organizations. It's getting cold, everybody, and it's starting to maybe sprinkle. I feel like maybe it's we're maybe getting some sprinkling here of rain or something. Hey, Gator. Oh yeah, the Golden Child, Alexei. Yes, the Golden Child is a good movie, Alexei. Oh yeah, I saw the Golden Child movie when I was in the '80s, so that came out a long time before I wrote my book. Yeah, I was kind of that was one of the similar reasons I titled the book that way, Alexei, the Golden One. But as someone experiences and loses themselves in that experience, and then when you get back to your body, there is nothing left. But we're all just one being. So that's why I named it the Golden One. The Golden Child is a great thing with Eddie Murphy and a great movie, but it's really about the one being. And the only reason that would be interesting to anybody, and the only reason anyone would talk about it in a public arena, is if it meant something to them, because it's really kind of a little bit of a crazy idea that we could all be the same individual interacting with itself. But it's only the people who have experienced it that actually talk about it that way, because that is the experience, that is the truth of the matter. And I'm not ashamed to say it, because it's a very rare individual that would agree with me, but that is the truth, actually, that we are all just one being interacting with itself. And again, the only way you would ever agree with me and speak that on a public forum and not be shy about it is if you'd actually experienced it. And the only way to experience it is to meditate. It's almost Monday in Australia. Yeah, they come and go, Helena. Anyway, somebody just donated some money. Let me see. Bren. Thank you, Bren. Happy Sunday to everybody. Yeah, happy Sunday, everybody. Thanks for the support, Bren. Awesome. I've seen you here before as well. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. What else does anyone want to talk about? Does anyone have any other ideas? There's things we can talk about? Oh, say Alexia is talking about a kind of floating in the water, I believe. Okay, so Alexia's saying maybe if you fill your tub up a little bit so that you're in the water, because to sleep in a bathtub, if you want to float on the water, you got to fill it with 50% of salt, magnesium salt. But Alexia's saying to amplify the sound, yeah, I don't know, but anyways, Alexia has some good ideas about entering maybe a meditative state. Cool. Yeah, I bed on a mattress and listen to some music or something, or meditate without any music on, sitting or laying down. That's always worked for me. My phone currently is on do not disturb, so I can't get any phone calls or text messages while I'm live streaming right now. I will check out any messages and stuff or emails later. I can't check any of that while I'm live streaming on this phone. It is cold. No, it's not windy. Maybe a little, very little wind, but it is just like chilly. Fenwolf, John, I haven't heard any local announcements. Fenwolf, there is I can't access it to do any audio. What I could do is get pay $20 or $25 a month and have StreamYard again, which I've used in the past. My experience with StreamYard, though, is that the connection drops all the time. So but that may have been due to just using my cell phone when I was using the StreamYard out here. Since I have a booster antenna over there at the remote camera site, it is possible that I could use the StreamYard and send an invitation to myself here on the phone and have myself as a guest on the StreamYard and mute the laptop audio and just use my own audio from the phone as a guest. So I could do that. That's something I could do. Yeah, this is live, everybody. I will put my hand in front of the screen so that you know it's live. There you go. My hand is in front of the screen. Yeah, Cosmic Connection. How you doing? So that is the only... I believe there's a Windows opportunity to do a remote connection with Windows. I think that's about $400 or $500 to get that. And right now I have about $5 in the bank, so that's not going to be happening anytime soon. And some kind of monthly fee. So the Windows thing is too expensive, but I could do the StreamYard for $20 or $25 a month. I'm not in the position to be getting that right now, and it may not actually work, but I think I will give it a shot when I get some cash. I think maybe toward the end of this month I'll be getting paid from, be a payout from YouTube for some work and stuff. As far as being over by the dunes, what I can tell you is I am using my iPhone right now, and over by the dunes is about 4 or 5 times as far from the booster. So although there are people over there, most of them have good cameras, and this camera that I'm using right now only has like a 2.5 times zoom before it starts making up stuff in the digital zoom. So the lens zoom on this iPhone is 2.5 times before we start getting fuzzy view. So how many people here listening right now, or you can put a thing in the chat here, right now, how many of y'all have ever meditated before in the last 12 months? Who here has done a little meditating, intentionally, sitting down, meditating, or laying down and meditating? Just say a why, yes or no, if you've ever done any meditating in the last 12 months. Martin. Awesome. All right, so that's a tremendous number of people who have not done any meditating in the last year. Awesome. Used to do it, but a long time ago. That's good. All right, Tony said no. That's good. I did a little meditating this morning, actually. With music, yeah, that's the best way. That's one of the best ways, because if you listen to something with music, that can open your emotions, and the energetic bodies, the astral body and the mental body, are all they all like. You got the physical body here. I'll do a little lesson. In yoga, they teach you that the best way to affect a habit is through the physical body. So if you have a habit or whatever, the best way to approach it is, by not doing it in the physical body or something like that. You can think about changing a habit, but the most effective way is to, do it through your action. Through your action, you can change a habit. So if you're at the next level beyond the physical body is like the etheric body. After that is the astral body, and after that is the mental body. So all these bodies are layered on top of each other. So if you want to think about something and try and change something in the physical world, you could do that if you're very advanced and your body is in good condition and everything. But if you want to affect a habit in the physical body, again, the best way to do that is through your actions, right? Yeah. So yeah, anyway, that's like a little lesson there. One of the interesting things is that if you look at a bee, like a bumblebee, there's the queen bee, and then there's the Rudolf Steiner wrote about this. He gave a lecture in Germany about this. I believe it was Germany. But the queen bee, I think, takes about 18 days to hatch out of its egg. But the worker bee, I believe, takes about maybe 20 days or something like that. And the male bee or whatever, so the one that can create new bees, the male, takes a longer period of time or something like that. So the queen bee only takes 18 days to hatch. There are not many bees who have the ability to so even with the bees, the number of days actually has an effect on the ability to reproduce. So you might check that out through Rudolf Steiner. He wrote about that. Well, he talked about it, and they transcribed his speech. Good stuff. Yeah, the number of days does mean stuff. I believe the sun rotates every 21 days on its axis, so you get a complete revolution of the sun in 21 days. So the time for a thought, you're saying 15 days. I would say more toward 21 days, but maybe 15. I don't know. I'm not really up to date on that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, feeding pure royal jelly is how a queen bee is made, says Helena. Awesome. And I guess you got to remember that if you're doing royal jelly, everybody, that is a hormone there, and maybe it's an estrogen type hormone. So if you're just indiscriminate about eating honey or eating royal honey or royal jelly, just know that if you're a guy, it might not be the best thing to be eating a lot of jelly. if you want to be, Yeah, I learned that about the royal jelly a while back, and that's when I stopped eating royal jelly. Yep, estrogen. Oh, estrogen. Yeah, I'm not sure what the specifics of the chemical and everything, but yeah, gotta watch what you're eating, everybody. Yeah, not all. I mean, this is just hearsay, but not all sugar is the same. So, if you're going to, what I can say is I've studied nutrition from a raw food perspective, and in the Dr. Gabriel Cousens was saying and taught that even honey has different types of bacteria and stuff in it. I forgot the word that is harmful, but if you look at Juan just passed this, if you look at another individual who's also controversial named Agus van der Planets, he was saying that if you heat the honey, if you cook the honey, you destroy a lot of the beneficial properties of it. Other people say that if you eat raw honey, it's really bad and you can get sick and die. So you got to talk with your doctor about what you're going to be doing, if you're going to be doing anything or adjusting anything in your diet. But at least the person I was listening to and who I kind of follow now, Agus van der Planets, and also Dr. Gabriel Cousens, was saying that if you can eat anything raw without cooking it, like if you freeze something, you apparently lose about 50% of the nutrients, like the vitamins and everything else, lose about 50% of their effectiveness if you freeze something. So if you have frozen peas or frozen corn, just know that you're losing a lot of the nutrient value, at least according to Dr. Gabriel Cousens and also Agus van der Planets. So in the same way, if you cook something, you also destroy most of the nutritional value of the food. So if you can eat something without getting sick, that's, even for me, I mean, I used to watch Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he would make smoothies. He would do raw eggs. So I like to do raw eggs in my smoothies. I also like to cook my eggs. I'm human. But when I have a good smoothie and I remember to, I will throw about 4 raw eggs into my smoothie. So again, you want to check with your doctor, because that could be very harmful for you and you can get sick and maybe die. So again, just trying to give the balanced perspective here. Yeah, Agus van der Planets and also Gabriel Cousens talked about eating things raw where you're not cooking them, because then you get more nutrient value. And if you look at the apes and the other animals in the wild, I'm not talking about domesticated cats or anything, but the wild lions and everything else, everything they eat, and the reason maybe they're so strong is because they don't cook any of their food. They didn't learn to build fires and cook stuff. So everything the animals in the wild eat is very uncooked. They don't cook their berries, they don't cook their meat. So they're usually very strong and healthy. But we as humans a lot of times like to microwave our food or barbecue our stuff or whatever, and somehow for some reason we get cancer and we get other diseases. But a lot of people don't think that that's due to the food. But what Dr. Gabriel Cousens was saying and what Agus van der Planets was saying, that those illnesses and sicknesses are due to the way we prepare our food. So I personally don't use a microwave. The way I think about a microwave is if you have plastic and you put something in the plastic and then you microwave it, you kind of mingle the rubber and the chemicals in the plastic with your food. So Agus van der Planets was saying that when you get honey or when you get unsalted raw butter, you don't want to scrape the sides of the plastic container that the butter or the honey is in, because you're going to be eating some of that plastic in your food, and plastic has a lot of chemicals in it. So if you really want to be precise and kind of maximize your health, then don't scrape the sides of the plastic container, and don't use microwaves, and don't cook stuff. And if you can, maybe if you like to eat something warm, you can heat it up to maybe 92 degrees Fahrenheit or maybe 103 degrees Fahrenheit, and not kill all the probiotics and all the good stuff in the food. If you because the different there's a lot of things in food that we haven't really categorized. I mean, we like to use a lot of chemicals and make a lot of vitamins, but apparently there's according to Ajus van der Planets, and I'm not a doctor and I don't know what I'm talking about, but just from the book that he wrote, Ajus van der Planets, there's when they extract a lot of the different and isolate a lot of the different vitamins, when they extract it from the foods and stuff, you know, when you do chemical processes in chemistry and even in organic chemistry, you learn to extract things using different solvents and things like that. And so sometimes you really have to do that process a lot of times to remove all the different solvents and things that you use in the isolation of whatever chemical or vitamin that you're making available. So when you're getting vitamins, you get a lot of leftover things in addition to whatever it is that you're wanting to isolate. So it's really better if you want to get those vitamins and stuff, just to get them naturally in mushrooms or in raw eggs or whatever it is that whatever food has that already in it in its whole form. So because then you also get the fiber and you get everything else. So if you're doing a lot of smoothies and you're not eating any fiber, that maybe that's good if they're really liquidy. But if you're not getting any fiber, you might just get constipated. So you gotta watch and you gotta do what you can to be healthy. Yeah, Martin says he always uses glass or ceramic. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alexi says he just pokes a hole in the shell of the egg, I believe he's talking about, and drinks. Yeah, that's good stuff. Man, Alexi, you are next level. That's what Ajanas would say. He would just poke a hole in the egg and drink the liquid. That's the best way. Martin says in the Netherlands we eat raw fish. That's good. The only thing I ever heard about fish is you want to make sure the fish doesn't have any lead or anything else in it. You got to make sure they're not getting. See, the different animals will concentrate the toxicity from the surrounding environment. So make sure whatever ocean that fish was in wasn't high in pollutants. But that's good. Helena says the darker the honey, the better. Awesome. I wasn't sure about that. Cool. Yul Skinner Film says processed foods is the killer. I quit fast foods years ago and that made all the difference. I'm fortunate that most of my food comes from the Amish. Cleaner meat and veggies. That was a good start. Yeah, there's a movie on YouTube, I think a documentary called Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead. Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead. I think it's about a gentleman who ate fast food for 30 days or something like that, right? And Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead was the name of the movie, the title. And it's about his journey. I believe an experiment, eating fast food and then maybe reversing course and eating smoothies. And the way his body changed over the time, pretty rapidly. Might check that out. Good movie. Let me see. What else was I going to say? Oh, there's a farmer. I used to buy a membership club here in the United States. In the United States, it's illegal to buy raw milk and raw butter and raw cheese. And there's because of the you know, a lot of people think it's very harmful for people's health, and I guess some people maybe experience negative ill effects from eating raw milk and raw butter and raw cheese and raw meat and raw yogurt and raw honey and all kind of raw stuff. A lot of people have a really laboratory type sterile diet, so they don't have they weren't even breastfed. So a lot of people had like they didn't drink breast milk when they were a child, because their mother didn't have time or wanted to work, or for whatever reason, maybe they didn't have a mother. They didn't have access. The babies didn't have access to the colostrum, which is in the first year of life, produced by the mother with the baby and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, a lot of people didn't have that natural probiotic from the mother, and weren't exposed to all the disease preventive types of things that you can get when you drink colostrum. Apparently, it is one of the magical life-saving things that a mom can give to their baby. So what you can do, if you are a next level human here on the planet, is you can find a farmer who has a cow and join a membership club, because it is illegal to buy raw stuff here in the store in the United States, because there's a large lobby, just like in the space industry. There's a lobby, and to join that membership club, it's anywhere from like I think it was like I forgot how much it was, maybe around $10,000 all the way up to $440,000, depending on how much your company makes. So to join this space industry club, you gotta put up the money. And so the same thing in the food sector, in the medical sector, there are big lobbyist groups in Washington. And as I was saying earlier, if you are limited to your five senses, then you're all about survival and destruction and war and maybe using force and power. And people really confuse what power is. Power is the ability to manifest source, to the ability to be in alignment with all that is. Power is not about power over somebody. When you're thinking about power as that's really about force. When you're talking about I am more powerful than so and so, that's a misstatement. It's really I am more forceful. But power is in relation to source. Power is source. So anyway, over there in the Washington and in all the other places where people are locked into their five senses, and they eat a sterile, laboratory prepared food, they don't have the defense capability for their bodies, because they're living a sterile body with microwave food. So their bodies don't have the ability to defend or to utilize the natural bacteria and funguses and viruses in the different foods. Because if you'll read Augemus von der Planet's book, which I like to believe, I mean, it's bad stuff, but it's something I've been using for the last 8-9 years, and it kind of goes with Dr. Gable's book as well, is that the raw natural things that you would find in food, like in a mushroom or in a celery and carrots and kale and cabbage, carrots, just the raw without cooking them, it's got more health benefits. So if you can clean them and maybe put them in some hydrogen peroxide, diluted hydrogen peroxide at a certain strength, talk with your doctor or your local nutritionist, find out what works for you. It doesn't work for everybody. Everybody's got a different diet and a different capability to utilize certain things. So it might be beneficial to health. And it really goes on and on, everybody, what I'm talking about here. I'm looking at the booster here. Oh yeah, so I was talking about breast milk. Okay, so all right, so a lot of the so you can here in the United States, you gotta there are membership clubs where you can become a member and of a farmer's club, and then as a member there are benefits, and you can donate in exchange for milk or whatever. So that's how you can do it here in the United States. And I used to buy raw milk from I used to, as a member, I had the benefit of access to raw milk and raw goat cream, heavy goat cream, really, really tasty stuff. It had all the natural fatty stuff in it from a farmer in Pennsylvania. And I've done that for many years and get some raw unsalted butter and raw, I think it's A2. So a lot of milk has, people have sensitivity to it, but that's due to certain proteins in the milk. But there is other cattle with different, I believe it's A2 milk, like A, B, C, D, A2 milk, which has, it's better. It's like, it's more, it's better for people to drink that type of milk than some of the other types of milk produced by other cattle. So there are different types of milk, and even goat milk is supposed to be more in line, like the protein is of a different size. So but I always, in the first 2 weeks, once you get on that type of milk diet or whatever, you get a lot of runny, you get the diarrhea and some other stuff. Because if you imagine that prior to drinking some and eating some of these raw things, you were on a processed food diet or a cooked food diet or whatever, a lot of that stagnation and stale food that's in your body, before you start taking the milk and everything, it's just sitting there in your intestines. And it takes a while to get through your body. But once you start drinking this healthier milk and raw cheese and unsalted raw butter and other kind of stuff, all your body gets energized from this stuff, so it starts dumping all that toxicity, all that toxic food that's still sitting in your intestines doing nothing for you. So your digestion and your going to the bathroom process speeds up considerably, and you get the shits for a couple of weeks. But once that's done, once you've cleared out the toxicity out of your body, maybe even healed some of your illnesses and gotten more vibrant and woke up a lot more and got excited about eating food, it's really only when you eat the healthy food that you get excited about eating food, because the healthy food makes you feel really good, it wakes up your body, and then you're stuck once your body is in a healthy state, you're stuck with once again you're burdened with needing to choose to do something. So it's really beneficial to eat crappy food and then not be motivated about doing anything, because it gives you the ability to gives you the excuse of not choosing to do anything. So when you feel healthy, then you are burdened with the task of finding something to do, because you get excited about life again. So a lot of people like to deaden their body with crappy food, because then they're not motivated about anything, and they don't have the task. Their brain doesn't give them the task of finding something to do. But once you do get excited about life again, then you really have to pay attention to what it is that you're causing in your life, and make some changes and take some action. So if you'd like to be a next level human and expand your senses beyond the five senses, and really get in touch with yourself and creation and the universe, then maybe find a farmer in your local neighborhood. Talk to Helena over there in Australia, get some raw honey, find out how to do the honey thing, get some raw cheese, some raw milk, maybe even do something extreme and have a raw smoothie with some eggs in it. Or go to at least go to the supermarket, to your Walmart, and buy some frozen fruits and stuff, and put some water in there with the fruits, and make yourself a blended smoothie. All right, everybody. Is the booster up some? I'm going to start paying attention to the booster here. I'm seeing some words about the booster is hovering, says Helena. All right, everybody. I think we're on track here. We got a lot of likes, everybody. That's really good stuff. Lift. Russell. All right. We have, I'm going to see what's going on, everybody. See, over here at Ocean Camera Space Corp, we care about your life as much as we care about the booster. Because one inspired person can change the world, everybody. If you are inspired, if you are healthy, if you got the upgrade, not only can you listen to me talking here, but you can get inspired yourself if you aren't already inspired, and you can change the world, because one inspired individual can have an effect on the whole creation. Yeah, but just think, 2 inspired people. What can 2 inspired people do? What can 5 inspired people do? What can 50 inspired people do? And knowledgeable, and how many people are here at SpaceX? We got almost 4,000 people here at SpaceX launch site. Not just the launch site, but the whole complex here. About 4,000 people. I know I've heard things about 5,000 people, but if I look on LinkedIn, it only lists about 3,000 something people here. So I would say about 4,000 people here at SpaceX, inspired people. Look at what 4,000 people do. Imagine we have like 50,000 people. What could 50,000 knowledgeable, inspired, healthy people do? So it's not just about one person like Elon. It's about everybody. Anyway. The goal in meditation, the goal for the universe, if we are all just one person, imagine this. Imagine the universe, just like you have 2 hands. Imagine if everybody's hands were yours. Like if you could move everybody's hands, right? Imagine that. If everybody could. If everybody were inspired, and if every being in the universe interacted with each other on an intelligent way, in an intelligent fashion, in a co-creative fashion rather than a destructive warlike fashion or survivalistic fashion, if the different bees and the insects and the bacteria and everybody co-created together, if we all work together to do stuff in a certain way rather than just like a tug of war, if we're pulling in opposite directions, we're not going to get anywhere. Maybe someone will get a little bit to one side or to the other side, but if we're all pulling in the same direction, That's co-creation, and we can actually accomplish a lot more here in the universe as a collective. All the different species in the universe, not just on Earth, but on every planet, all the different planets and all the different solar systems and galaxies and everything. If we can develop that sensitivity to the energy, to the awareness in all the different locations, then we can create much, much more magical things here, not only in the solar system, but in the galaxy, and in the rest of the universe, in every dimension. So that's what the whole co-creative thing is about, because we can accomplish things as a human race here on the Earth, individually, separated from the rest of the universe and from all the other species out there. But if we can actually communicate, just like people are trying to do dolphin communication and all that kind of stuff, if we can communicate with all the different races and species throughout the solar system and throughout the universe and the galaxy, then we don't need all the secrecy. If we're all working together, we don't need all these different warlike contraptions and bombs and weapons and all that kind of stuff. And we can take all that money we spend in the military, and we can spend it on co-creative things. We can build all those big, huge Battlestar Galactica types of civilian spaceships that are out there. I mean, we already have kilometer-sized ships out there in space around Saturn, and you can look up Ringmakers of Saturn. There's a book by a guy a while back who wrote about mile-long ships out there in the rings around Saturn. So, and if you look at another guy who was talking about out there in Long Beach, where they have underground facilities in the military sector, and that they have these mile-long ships up there in space already too. Just like we have aircraft carriers here in the ocean, they already have the aircraft carriers up there in space. Very, very big ships. And the only reason we don't know about it in the public sector is because we don't have that co-creation going. We don't have that. We don't value life, and we haven't learned to see the connectivity between all the different races in the universe. And the only way, again, that would happen is if we expand and beyond the five senses, we get more of these sensitivities going on here. Respect the babies, and we eat better food. Hey, Mike. All right, I'm looking at the booster right now, everybody. See if we can get some better shots here. All right. I think I'm seeing some lifting. I'm seeing more of the engines at the bottom. Again, my better camera is over there on the remote camera site, so I can't really get the great shots, but I can get some close-up shots here. This will allow us to see the movement of the engines at the bottom left there. Let's see if we can see the movement there. Elena, all right, we can clearly see it moving there, everybody. It is moving, no doubt about it, everybody. Look at that. We just saw it move. Yep. The crane is moving there to the left. but the easier sell for different companies and people like that. I can sit on the Nikon. That's cool, Michael. Thank you. Good to know that is coming through. All right, it just went behind the tanks over there. Not even visible anymore. Big times, everybody, big times. If they really do that lift, we're going to be able to see the base of it as it's going up there on the stand in front of us. So we're positioned well for that shot. If or when they do that lift there, we'll be able to see the from the spot that I'm at right now. Maybe I can maybe see that they might be doing a full 360. Maybe they'll bring it around the other side. Maybe they have a reason to rotate around to the clockwise direction that they're going right now. Okay, George says the other camera's getting a lot of good shots, everybody. Awesome. Joe. It still looks to me as if the chopsticks would still be in the way. I think maybe they would have to move the black chopsticks a little bit more to the right. I don't know if that chopstick there on the left might be. Awesome, Helena. Awesome. Thanks. How many people are watching that other camera, Helena? What is the live stream count on that? She was saying the view from the remote camera 24/7 has a really good shot. We got 2 live streams going right now, everybody.
How's the view up there, Paul?
It's behind the thing over there, but it's good. Apparently it's starting to move to the right, I believe.
It is.
Yeah, they're bringing it all the way around, everybody. They're saying my view from my remote camera is pretty good right now. Yeah, it's coming around again, everybody. We can see that.
Going topside.
9. All right. Thanks, Alexi. Yeah, they're bringing it around the other way. That's awesome. Doing all right, Jill. It's I myself did actually meditate a little bit this morning for probably on and off for several hours. So, yeah, I think I got that question earlier. All right, we got the cruising booster there. Cruising along. But like I'm saying, a lot of people never got that colostrum, and so their defenses are, that's one of the reasons why they may not have the defenses against illness. But yeah, I've actually taken colostrum from cows, not directly, but I bought it through different, gotten it through farmers clubs and other stuff. You can buy colostrum maybe at health food stores or whatever, and check with your doctor first. But yeah, it's I've got excellent. I don't believe in. I don't actually believe in a what it called. What is the word here? Now, anyway, there's a lot of good stuff you can learn if you want to tweak your diet and everything. We are getting there, everybody. We're getting there. Cruising, man. This thing is moving fast. Yeah, I remember the word. I don't actually believe in an immune system. I know that's going to be a very controversial statement, but I don't believe in an immune system. So, but I do think there are a lot of things you can do to tonify your body. When you get into the meditative aspects of life, then the things become a little different, and the things work differently. So. From a meditative perspective, again, I'm not a doctor or any type of credentialed member of the health field. As a meditator, I don't believe in an immune system. But if what I was saying earlier, the if when somebody is selling something, you know, it's more beneficial to sell something in a survivalistic way because survival sells. You know, people are scared, and fear is a good product. So a lot of people sell the cheapened down information. And they get a lot of viewers and they get a lot of attention because fear is a great motivator. But I don't sell fear. I provide truth. My truth. Not the truth, but my truth. Here at Ocean Camera Space Corp, Prince Paul Mamakos, or Paul S. Mamakos, CEO, providing truth. Fenwolf, what I can tell you, Fenwolf, is one of the interesting pieces of knowledge is that nothing that you eat is really good for you because at the most subtle. Oh, it's going up, everybody. It's going up vertically. Let me get a little zoom in here. Maybe we can see something here. I'll keep it here just for a brief moment. Yeah, it's going up. You could see it right there. It is going up. Up. Lift is happening right now. The lift is happening. Yeah. Awesome, everybody. That's really awesome. Yeah, well, one of the magical things about being, you know, the movie The Golden Child was about even just a leaf when your body is in an excellent condition, shape, it's got all the toxicity out of it, then you could just eat a leaf and sustain your life on just a leaf. So you don't really, like, the more food, the worse off you are in some ways. So all food can be categorized as beneficial or harmful depending on who's doing the categorization. So, and the type of health that you want to have. So, you know, everything is debatable when it comes to health. Man, those that looks really, they look really small. I guess maybe if I were using my other camera, these would look a lot bigger. But yeah, it does look awesome. I'm gonna zoom out too. Gotta get this shot here as well. Get the shot. Sorry about that. I apologize. There we go. What a day, what a day, what a day. Yeah, if I had my Nikon camera here, we could zoom in and do a lot of cool stuff. But so if anyone has any extra cameras they want to send our way here at Ocean Cam, if I had 3 or 4 other cameras, I could be doing a lot of other stuff. So I'm limited by my finances and by my equipment. But yeah, if anyone wants to us to do more, just that's where we're at. Yeah, that does look awesome. And thank you to everybody who supported us over the past, up till this point. Good stuff. Hey, Paul. Yeah, I'm not sure why the chopsticks aren't being used, but I do remember a while back they were talking about using the crane that they're using now to do the booster. So they're following what they've said in the past. They're using the crane to lift the booster. Hey, Fan Wolf, thanks. Yeah, that location, their remote camera site, as well as here, they're both doing what they're meant to be doing, taking the video. Thanks. Well, I'm happy. No, you were right in saying to stay. Thank you. Good stuff there, Elena. I'll go from the base up. I'll go up to the top of the booster and down again. Nice. Paul, no, they're still waiting on that approval, or they don't have approval yet to for the environmental review. Looking at the end of this month is the 28th, I believe, is the deadline for the current set deadline for the environmental review. This Thursday, there's going to be if some of you don't already know, there's going to be an update on the Starship everything coming this Thursday at 8 p.m. I believe here at the in this area they're going to be doing a meeting here. I believe there's going to be a road closure from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So we may not get access. I will try and get here before the road closure this Thursday, but if not, then I will have a remote camera going live covering it. But when it gets to 8 p.m. time frame, that's the Nikon doesn't do good in darker weather. I can maybe adjust the ISO, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get any footage of that unless we can get here before. Thanks, Helena. Before so there's going to be a road closure this Thursday. If I get in and stay, I'm not sure what's going to happen this Thursday. Yeah, Paul, what would you like me to zoom in on? I just want to get that zoomed out shot as well. All the engines. This is pretty much the best I can do with this camera, Paul. Thanks for the request. Thanks, Elena. Though, yeah, everybody, you're allowed to screenshot these things and share them. Just give credit to OceanCam. I am no longer allowing people to take video clips, though, and do that because February 1st, I made a decision not to allow video to be used in other clips. So I've spoken with Great SpaceX XX and another channel and also a third channel out of Egypt. So they're going to stop using the footage from Ocean Camera Space Corp. But if any of y'all are using the footage, I've stopped the sharing of the video footage. So if you have your own channel, then you don't have permission anymore to use it. And I will contact as many of those individuals as I can before doing some copyright strikes. But that's the as of February 1st, we don't share the video anymore when it comes to making your own videos on your own channels. Yeah, you got to come out here yourself and spend your money to get this photography, because I've been spending my money and everybody else who's been donating his money and struggling. So if you're going to sit at home and take my footage, and it doesn't work anymore. I tried it for a year. Well, if anyone sees any footage from OceanCam as of now going forward, let those channels know that I will be doing copyright strikes in the coming future if they continue to use the footage. But I have spoken with 3 channels already, and 2 of them have stopped, and one of them has some videos they already made they're going to be putting up soon, but they're going to stop making videos with my footage as well. All right. I can't get the very close shot where we would see any minor movements of the... I know it can settle down at least a couple feet into the base there. Because once it gets to the top, there is room for it to sink down quite a bit and then rest on the inside there. You're real. You're welcome. I hear some hammering, everybody. So that usually means that they're, either guiding some of the things into the place they're supposed to be, or just maybe tacking it down. Maybe it's in position. I do have a licensing, thanks Helena. Yeah, just everybody, if you take a screenshot, just put in the OceanCam Twitter as well, or put in the YouTube link, either way. So going forward, people can, if they want to license monthly, they can, I have a $150 licensing agreement that I printed out from a LegalZoom or something, one of those legal things, and I have a document people can sign, and they can either for a year, $150 a month, or $1,000 for a year, they can license all footage coming out of OceanCam. And so that is, if people want to use it for their business, we do have a capability to allow you to pay a monthly or a yearly fee and use any and all of the footage that comes out during that year that you are a license paying content purchaser. So yeah, we have a method for people to use footage if they want to support the channel and use it as a business. Wow. Jill, thanks everybody. I'll get a shot at I'm gonna get the shot of the top here because the see the quick disconnect is right up there, and I do want to zoom in on that as well, get that shot. It's kind of pretty neat how it's right up there next to the booster. It's right up there next to the booster. I believe the nitrogen one got about one video got about 11,000 views, and the other one got about 9 or 10,000 views. So I got about 19 or 20,000 views with the nitrogen one that almost destroyed the truck. So there are other channels that get like 90,000 views on just an everyday video. So that's a video that could have, if it were supported by the space community, gotten many more views. But I don't know if it's because different people were taking clips and putting it in their channels or whatnot, but that video has not gotten the support it should have, as well as some of the others, like the video of Elon Musk that got about 5,000 views. When if that were on almost any other channel of decent size, it would have gotten a lot more views. So I'm not getting the respect that I should be getting. So so I'm taking the different approach going forward. All right, it looks to be over, everybody. There's a bunch of people walking up around there. Yeah, I guess the next big thing we'll see is whenever they are ready, they will disconnect the crane from the booster, and that'll be a done deal. Again, the date today is Sunday, 11:01 p.m., February 6th. Let me look once more. Sunday, February 6th at 11:01 a.m. in the morning. Central Time, Central Standard Time. SpaceX South Texas launch site, Starbase, Texas, Boca Chica. for this, for the rest of, after this, I'm going to go to the remote camera site and probably end that stream. I will maybe lower down, possibly lower down. I am going to make some holes on the pole about half the height. It's currently at about 12 to 15 feet off the ground, that other camera, so I will lower it maybe up to the 6 or 7 feet off the ground, and I will make it go live again. So this lift will probably be at the end of that stream on the remote camera, and I'll restart it, and I may even add a time, a timestamp to the video. Today I'm going to instead of just live streaming straight to YouTube with the remote camera, I'm going to stream through OBS on and that'll allow me to maybe add the chat, make the chat visible on the screen, as well as adding a timestamp CST. So I'll probably be adding a clock to the live stream from the remote camera. And I'm going to add the I bought the turnbuckles, so I'm going to be tightening down the different things. So in windy conditions, it should be better. I've got a bunch of those, and what else? That's about it. That's what I'm going to do this afternoon. Tomorrow there is a road closure from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. unless they cancel it. So maybe tomorrow we may see the stacking of the Starship, maybe? I don't know. I'll take a few more shots here. I'll zoom up on the tower here. They did remove some of that scaffolding they were doing earlier on that left side. You get that shot? You'll be asleep? I got you. Let me see here. Sorry, going up toward the quick disconnect here. Just above there was some scaffolding up there, and they did. There was some scaffolding lower, just at the height of the quick disconnect. I showed it earlier, and that is now gone. So we do see. I do see some other scaffolding up there, higher up on the screen, but they managed to take it off the scaffolding there, just at the height of the quick disconnect on the left side of the tower there. Let's see if I use my hand. Right over here, there was some scaffolding right there. Now we just see the one higher up on that side, and then on the bottom right, higher up on the right side of the tower, there's some other scaffolding they got to take off. Maybe before tomorrow, if they're going to do a lift with the Starship. They got to take that off. Yeah, maybe this is going to be another test flight. I'm not sure. Maybe they will. Maybe they're going to do a static fire. I don't know what they're doing. I'm not sure about Booster 7. Good question. That's the first I'm hearing about a Booster 7. I know Booster 5 is over there, right? We're looking at Booster 4 here. Booster 5 is over there next to Starship 15 and 16. Is Booster 6 out of the high bay yet, or are they building that over there? I've seen something there in the high bay. Is that Booster 6, or is that we looking at Booster 7 over there? That's 7, says Martin. Oh, interesting. Where did Booster 6 go? Programmateur du 08. Awesome. Bonjour. Six. Yeah, I think it might be booster 6, everybody, because I don't know where booster 6 went, if that's 7 there in the high bay. I'm with Martin thinking that that's booster 6. Yeah, in the past, it was mentioned here. In the past, they have done lifted the Starship up and then taken it off. So I don't know if this booster is staying up here or going to come off. So we'll find that out sooner than later. But I'm not sure if this is going to be on here long term, this booster, or if it's going to be coming off today, or what's going on. Hey. Doing all right. Juan just showed up here. Yeah, I don't speak French. I don't speak French, but maybe someone else can chat in French with the individual from France. Hey, Sandeep. Sandeep. You're welcome, man. You're welcome, programmer. Good evening to you in India. Awesome. Yeah, Jill's right. Last time they did the stacking, then they took it down, so we'll see. Yep. I'll take a look at the Starship here. I haven't done any zooms on the Starship, but I'll do that. Check it out. See what we're looking at. Sorry about that. George, some of the info about catching of the chopsticks and the ship, they're looking to catch a booster with this, George, I believe, and they're going to do it. It's going to hover. It's going to hover on the far side of the tower there, and then it'll move toward the chopsticks in a hovering position, and then the chopsticks will catch it. So the booster will be hovering before the chopsticks catch it, and it'll be on the opposite side of the tower there. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know about the catching of the ship. I wonder if they couldn't just land the ship on the launch site here to the right, but that's going to be landing in Hawaii. Is the first landing of the ship will be over there in Hawaii. I had a dream last night. One of the things in the dream was a building of another tower. So I don't know what that was about, but I lucid dream. I dream about stuff, and I was watching some pieces of a tower being offloaded somewhere. So kind of interesting. It's fun to dream, everybody. Yep. Well, I believe, Paul, I don't know if they can rotate the Starship before they lift it or whatnot, but what I imagine is they'll lift the chopsticks up and then lower down with the Starship in the center of the chopsticks. So maybe they can do something like that, or maybe they'll move the Starship around to be in position with the fuel pointing in the right direction, and then they will connectors and lift the Starship from there. So. Oh, you think I can right click on the chat window and press translate to English? I'll try that. Thanks. Let me try that. I didn't know I could do anything like that. Let me try that. Let me right click and yeah, I see report, remove, put user in timeout, hide user on the channel, add monitor. Yeah, so there is no translate button here on the iPhone for the YouTube live stream. So good idea though. Maybe from my computer I could do something like that. My only laptop computer, I wiped all the important information and I put everything on a terabyte hard drive. So there's no external hard drive. There's no important information on the laptop, but my only laptop is currently over there at the remote camera site. It's an older laptop, so there's nothing special about it, but it has been wiped clean of all important information, and it only has a limited login into the YouTube, and it is doing that live stream. So I don't have any other capability of doing anything with any computers. If anyone wants to contribute to the GoFundMe, I would like to buy a dedicated laptop so that I can do more stuff like that while also live streaming. So that is one of the expenses on the GoFundMe campaign for I think it's about $1,400 we're looking to raise there to get a couple more cameras and stuff. Mr. Debris, nice. Somebody from Russia or something chatting here. We'll see. We have been getting a lot of spam from, I believe, Russia or something like that, some type of Russian type letters. So if anyone knows what they're saying in the Russian thing, let me know. Elena, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, Russians are allowed. Everybody's allowed, just not when they post links to other websites. They've been doing that recently in the last 2 weeks, posting links to other websites that I've never visited, but I have always deleted and hidden those people. Oh, thank you too. All right, thanks, Alexi. Everybody on the planet is welcome to be on this chat here, and I've got no issues with anybody on the planet. If I had the Nikon camera here, we could be looking at, we could be getting a much closer view. So, but you know, I got to have the good shot from a distance as well. So, I was considering adding the turnbuckles this morning and then bringing that over here and seeing what was going to be happening. But it just turned out this way where I didn't have that other camera here. So, this is it. Awesome. 08 programmer. Hello from France. Awesome. Thanks for translating, Fenwolf. Hey, Stanley, I have sent a request. I've communicated with one of the individuals over there who might be kind of the liaison for external people to potentially come to the site. I haven't had any response or anything, and a reply. I did also request many months ago, knowing that this event was going to be happening at some time in the future, and I didn't get a response back then, but maybe I will get a reply. On LinkedIn, I sent a request to the individual who I believe is the liaison for the public over there at SpaceX to attend the Thursday event, and we'll see how it turns out. That's the best thing I could do. That's the only thing I could really do. I'd love to represent Ocean Cam here, Camera Space Corp, at the presentation this Thursday. If anyone has any, can pass along that message, please do so. Awesome, Helena. Awesome. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna go over to the other site and end the stream now. Looks like they got it going. Doesn't mean they couldn't take it off in the next couple of minutes, but I think this is a good spot to break. Right now the time is 11:25 in the morning, February 6, 2022, 11:26 a.m. I'll get in the shot here just to be in the shot. Welcome everybody, and this will probably be it for this location for me here today. Paul S. Mamako's Ocean Camera Space Corp. All right. I'll wind it down the next 3 minutes. Tom Tick. Yeah, I don't think they'll do the stacking of the Starship today. They've got to take some additional scaffolding off. Yeah, it is cold, yeah. Before they can lift the chopsticks high enough to get the Starship all the way on top of there. Gabriel. Double Naughty Spy. Marcy Palmer. Yep. So there's been a lot of photographers here. I'm sure you can be able to get a lot of good footage from everybody here. So Juan is here as well. Oh yeah, it's nearing lunchtime, everybody. That's true. Yeah, another P1000 would be nice. I think I'd get them for about $650 there on eBay or something like that. Some type of external camera over there would do about just as well as the Nikon over there, and then I could use the Nikon out here again. So if I could get a decent camera over there on the remote camera site, then I could continue to use that Nikon for up here. Yeah, it would be great to be over there at that presentation, Stanley. Thanks. Ankit. Awesome. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks, everybody. Been a lot of fun. Great chatting. Yeah, Fenwolf, I'm not going for lunch. I had a decent oatmeal breakfast this morning, but I am going to be going to work on the other camera. Yeah, it's a 77. I believe it's a 77 millimeter lens. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's correct. But it doesn't accept any attachments, so it's just a 125 zoom. I get some lenses that screw in there with UV kind of things, but it's just a 77 and. Can't really add any lenses to it, but maybe there's something that's possible. All right, adios. See you soon, and when I get to the other place, I will eventually end that stream and start a new one. But so this footage we just got will be at the end of that live stream, and since it's been live for over 24 hours, it'll take a while to process, but that will be available most likely in the future to watch again. See you soon, everybody. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm just kind of curious.
You want to be on it?
No,
Okay.